So, are video games getting too realistic? I've seen a lot of talk this week about the game Unrecord. It's a first-person body cam style video game being in development, and I think it looks pretty stunning, honestly. I like the direction that they're taking it, and I like the way the industry is developing to where we can actually do stuff like that. But I've seen the controversy, and I really don't agree with a lot of points people are making. One streamer, Train, I'm sure everybody knows who he is, he tweeted in regards to the trailer that was posted, and though I do agree with some of his points, some of them I really can't get on board with. I'm specifically talking about the part where he's saying that it's conditioning young people to lose a sense of empathy, because in all honesty, I've seen a lot myself, and video games have been evolving for years. This is not a new topic. This has been around since pixel age, and I mean blocks. I mean shit, somebody could probably do an argument for Minecraft. I mean, I don't know, but it goes back to the old, do video games cause violence? And it's not like GTA where it's, somebody watches it and they're like, oh, let me go steal a car or rob somebody, and that's, usually not the case. I think there's one case I can think of where that happened, but that was stupid people, and I feel, yes, I personally agree that parents should moderate what their children are looking at. Though I didn't get too much of that as a kid. There was one time I could think of. It was a game called Mad World. I got it for my birthday, and my uncle brought it in, and my mama looked at it when I started playing it, and immediately made him take it back. Which I got Destroy All Humans out of it, but we don't, whatever. Point is, I did play a lot of things, and there's only one game I could think of that actually bothered me, and that was Shell Shock. Though now, playing it as an adult, it wouldn't bother me, but as a kid, that is the only one that bothered me. And that's just something that happens. Kids at whatever age will have something that will, and I'm sure this might, but I don't think it needs to be moderated like a lot of other people are saying, where it needs to be AO. I do not agree with the AO status for this game. I think it needs to be M, like any other shooter like this. The technology is just evolving. It's going to look realer. I mean, there's going to be Call of Duty games in a couple years that are going to look like this. It's nothing that you can really stop. As a kid, I would have done anything to see this type of realism in a video game. Playing back on Xbox 360 and stuff like that, even PS2, I was always thinking, I really want to see where this goes, because one day I want to be able to look at it and say, wow, this looks really cool. This is almost realistic. Even at the time it looked realistic. That's, there's a difference. And you really can't put that on the developer. They're using the technology they have and what they're doing. The body cam aesthetic is cool. To be honest with you, they're not putting a lot of violence in it per se. I mean, yes, there's guns, people rolling over after getting shot, but it's not like there's blood flying everywhere. Well, at least not now. I don't know how it's going to go further, but at the moment, looking at the trailer, there's no blood flying. They seem to censor the actual violence of it, like the gore aspect, which I think is cool. It gives it a little more realism in terms of like how the actual body cam looks in these type of videos. And I mean, honestly, I just think it looks cool, and you can tell it's a video game. That's really where my point's coming across, is that you can tell it's a video game. From the way the dude's swinging the gun around, the way the gun fires in his hand, it is not realistic in that aspect. And there's just elements of it that you can look and be like, oh, that's a video game. Now, when I first saw it, like back when it was like getting announced, I at first couldn't tell. But the more I looked at it, the more I'm like, oh, okay, video game. And there's a lot of people that actually that didn't click with, because they actually had to prove it was a video game by loading in little parts of it and then, showing that they're able to like manipulate it and whatever. And the fact they had to do that is just wild to me, because I mean, you can just tell if a player is not in the right mind where they can't discern that, or they look at that and go, this is so real. must be what it's like in real life. I mean, that's not the case, because honestly, it's really not. Ackman put it best in his video for War Against Video Games about the distinction between real life and video game. And I'll play a segment right here so y'all can just hear what he has to say.
They're just games that do not and cannot represent reality exactly as it is. You can't use a pair of nunchucks in a video game and then buy a pair of nunchucks and do crazy Bruce Lee shit. Just as you can't shoot a gun in a game and instantly buy a gun and figure out how it works right away.
And he made some really good points right there. I mean, honestly, it's not going to translate. It's a video game that's just trying to show, you know, a cool aspect, and it's something that's really never been tried before. I mean, they're even somebody else is making a horror version of this type of game, and I think that's cool. And I don't think, especially with the horror game, it's not going to make you look at it and go, "Oh my God, this is so real." Be honest with you, it's cool. It's just a cool aspect. I just don't agree with the people. I feel like I'm rehashing a lot, but it's just wild to me that people make this argument. It's the same argument that's been around forever. And the fact that it's back again with actual gamers backing it is kind of weird to me, because usually it's news media, churches, shit like that. And it's just weird to hear it from gamers, because this is something I would never think would ever be advocated for, because usually we try to further it. We want to see this kind of advancement because it shows what the technology can do and what the future has for us as gamers. And to try to roll it back and try to dial it to where it's not like this is kind of weird. I would love to see a war shooter like this. I would love to see like sci-fi look like this. And this is just proving that it can get there with whatever technology you're using, whether it be like rendered scans. I'm not too sure. I think I saw that somewhere, or there's like a HD pack they're using for the assets. And the fact that this can happen is just really cool to me, and I hope it keeps going. And it might, in all honesty, just revolutionize it. This really might revolutionize gaming. I don't think we need to stifle it, and that's really all I got to say about it. I'm just going to end the video right here. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to like and comment, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you would like me to talk about anything else, anything out there that I might be able to find, or anything you guys have suggested. Let me know if you like this type of video, and I'll keep doing them, and just to get my thoughts out there. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be catching you around later.